Hey there, hi there, Geminis. Beautiful souls, welcome to your reading. Okay, so up first I have don't hide, dare to dream big. Remind yourself that everything is possible. Don't hide your talents and abilities, but use them to build your world. I love this. Don't hide, Gemini. And then we have effing apologize, okay? Seriously, just do it. All right. So when I see these cards come out in a reading, okay, um,
So whenever I get these cards, I really am thinking this is your energy, Gemini, to you're putting out there to someone for someone to receive. Like you want someone to apologize to you. Like seriously, just do it already. Like I feel like that's your vibe right now, Gemini. It's like you're kind of pissed at a few people. um, and then we have it's dark and you can't see a effing thing. Get your head out of your ass pronto. Yeah, I feel okay, Gemini. I feel like you're trying to get that message out there, to some very mean-hearted people, but you don't want to you don't want to tell them what they have to do. You want them to just do it, because they know they're aware. That's the thing is some people aren't aware, and I feel like you are this unicorn, and you're a very rare species, Gemini, and you have a lot of passion, you have a lot of spark and creativity, and you have a lot of clarity too. But there's I feel like you're seeing these signs from certain people that are kind of saying, no, we don't want your unicorn magic here. Your unicorn magic doesn't belong here. And that's just wrong. That's just so mean and mean hearted. And then we have here slow climb. You are getting there, one steady step at a time with a little bit of effort. Worth the effort. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, knowing your dedication will lead to rewarding discoveries. Okay, so you are on the path to your heart's true desire, and it's pretty much you are stepping away from the people that don't want your unicorn magic around them. Okay, I don't know who doesn't like unicorn magic, but they're lost. Cutting edge. Slice through obstacles and carve a path towards your dreams. Clear the path. Embrace the journey ahead with an open heart, ready to discover and grow from the revelations to come. And then we have the Emperor energy, okay? And we have the very wise old man looking up here at the red moon. Okay, this is a very sacred time for you, Gemini. Okay, this isn't any old like you know it's like an ancient wisdom that you have, Gemini. Okay, you have this very strong and ancient wisdom here, and you can see that you're channeling this through your your body, your mind, your soul is channeling this ancient wisdom. But this isn't any old common thing, this is something that's very rare. A red moon is very rare. So it's very rare that you channel in your ancient wisdom for certain challenges like this, because there's clarity here, okay? And there's clarity that's coming from this very ancient wisdom that you have. But I feel like it's so rare that you don't see it in anyone else around you. It's just within you. So it's kind of hard to say oh my God, why isn't anyone doing what I do, right? Why don't I see anyone doing the same things I'm doing? And it's because you are on a path here, very specific path. And it's about opening your heart. And it's about really I don't know, new age kind of sort of thing. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, palmistry of a physically weak but resilient person. Interesting. So, like, no hate or anything. Like, you see someone that's like, the hands are slender, the lifeline has a complex chain shape, and the body is slender and weak. However, there is a rich lifeline or a straight destiny line. The inner self will appear more confident. There is a secondary lifeline. The lifeline has a complex chain shape, straight line of fate. Yeah. It's like a lot of people look at you and they're like, oh, that person could never achieve what they're achieving because look how like small and tiny they are, you know? And like this could be a metaphor too for like, look how like I want to say like something to do with um like money, you know, like you might not have a lot of money, but you have a lot of power. Okay, and that's what scares these people is that they know you don't have like tons of money just to like throw out there, but you do have lots of power, like the emperor. While the emperor, you know, in ancient times, the emperor was it was like one of the richest people in society. But, you know, now we're looking at things in a different lens, like a different scope, a different sphere. The hermit, yeah, we're going deeper into like a more spiritual realm. And the hermit, he goes into the dark and he can see everything because he's the only one holding an actual light. He's the only one holding a lantern. He's a leader. He's the one who leads those through the darkness, through the shadow. Okay? And we have the Page of Swords. Yeah, you're not only channeling this ancient wisdom that's very rare and very uncommon, but you're also channeling this inner warrior child. That's like your inner child is subconsciously like, I see things. I have clarity here. I know my worth. I know my value. And I'm going to fight for it. Okay? Through the darkness. Through those who try to keep me from the light. Because how can you keep the light from the light? You know? How can you it doesn't work that way. Oh, yeah. Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the month August. Reap the rewards of what you have planted. Abundance, ripening, harvest. The butterfly, the metamorphosis, the light coming down and shining on this beautiful creature. And that creature is you. Okay? So, yeah, we're in the winter months, but there's something rising out of you. Okay? There's something transforming out of you, Gemini. And then we have that Ace of Pentacles with the sacred scarab, the beetle, right? And there's, you know, a beautiful golden pentacle here in a lovely garden, right? The archway with flowers on it. You're creating this. You're bringing in this energy. You're channeling it in. Okay? This is a card of abundance. Okay? And you're fighting for it. Look at this, Queen of Swords. The badass queen of, no bullshit here, right? No BSing here. She sees things very clearly. She knows where justice needs to be brought in. She knows where truth needs to be brought in, where clarity, where, you know, the unspoken word that no one's saying is, you know, or phrase is, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was wrong. That is the Gemini energy that you are encompassing, that you are embracing. Your boundaries. Swords always show up when boundaries really need to be put in place because there's a lack of clarity, there's a lack of perspective that's clear. The Queen and the Page, this is your like probably actual self, you know, an adult, a grown, mature soul, and this is your younger soul. And the Hermit is leading the way. So you have a path that you can see clearly. Yeah. So we have the Five of Swords. Again, this speaks of, you know,
a loss here. You know, there are going to be winners and there's going to be losers. And, you know, you're not willing to just like lay down your sword and surrender to those that don't acknowledge their behavior, that don't act mature, that don't act with wisdom and clarity. Okay, I'm looking at the card here because that's where I'm drawing the energy from. Oh, we got the High Priestess. Yup, there you have it. So this is you, Gemini. Okay, the divine wisdom, the intuition. Okay, it's all being channeled through you from a higher source, from a higher awareness, from a consciousness, from a power within you that breathes life into this world. Okay, you can see her eyes are closed here because she's like in this deep, meditative, spiritual energy where she can see what's really going on, you know, the good and the bad, right? The hero versus the villain, right? You know, it's like everyone, Gemini, you're very in tune to everyone's like gray, you know, like the hermits dressed in gray here, you know, like you're pretty aware that things aren't always black and white, you know, but there's something else going on. All right, so yeah, like there's this ancient wisdom here, and I really feel like it comes from like, you know, your ancestors or like Egyptian times, like when a lot of like emperors and empresses and like pharaohs, I guess they were called, they believed, a lot of them believed that they were like the embodiment of gods and goddesses. And then we have here the Eight of Cups, okay, which suggests that in order for you to feel this higher power, in order for you to channel in this high priestess energy or goddess energy, because let's face it, a high priestess is a goddess, you know, energy, then you will start to see the emotional abundance, not just the material, but the emotional. So there's something here about your emotional and your material manifestation channeling through you. You just have to look within. You have to trust your intuition. If there's any doubt in your mind, Five of Pentacles, you see Angela here, you know, she's looking at buying a tent online because she's homeless, right? She left her, you know, husband, who, you know, when she found out that he was gay and sleeping with Oscar, okay, this left her emotionally in ruin and materially because she was getting, you know, she was rich because she was married to the senator, and she felt really good about her position and her status in life. Okay, but then when she sees the truth and finds the truth out, you know, there is this moment where she, like, you know, desperately it considers through, you know, desperation, like actually living in a tent, right? You know, but then it's Oscar who actually lets her move in with him because he feels bad for her. You know, there's that moment of like, you know, you're in your lowest of low, right? You're in your, you know, physically weakest point in your life, but it's also emotional too. So there's a thing here about like physical and emotional and material. But then you have the Nine of Pentacles. This is all about you reaping rewards from your hard work, knowing your value, knowing your worth. So once you leave behind that emotional, like the Eight of Cups is really like, there's a dynamic here that suggests that a lot of people around you had a lot of bad energy. And you have to leave that behind to know your true worth, your true value, how successful you can really be on your own without surrounding yourself with people who are emotionally blocked, like spiritually, like they're not seeing the cup as half full. A lot of people are seeing the cup as half empty. And eight, the number eight, it's just kind of like a cycle. Eight is like a cycling card. Like it suggests like this cycle of like constant, emotional whiplash, constant emotional, uh, boundaries being disrespected, personal, physical body being uh, like on the receiving end of emotionally like blocked people, like just very negative people that just keep projecting onto you. Okay, talking to myself. Okay, voyage. Okay, you already have all the answers. Mermaid fins in the background. Okay, going on a voyage here, an adventure. Okay, you're ready for it. You're setting sail. You're embarking on a whole new perspective because of this ability you have to draw in the truth, to draw in the light, to let the light lead the way. Okay, and the Eight of Cups is, you're in voyage, you're leaving behind that cycle of negativity that can, in I'm sorry to say it, but like gross misconduct. Like, sorry, not sorry, but it is kind of gross misconduct. EQ, transformation. Yes, death in life, transformation. Okay, you're entering into that new era, that new wave, that new spiritual, like live stream, like consciousness, like whatever. It's like a new update, a new cycle. Okay, and that only happens when you leave behind those that are no longer emotionally fulfilling your needs. Okay. If you get nervous, focus on service. Put your entire attention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. Law of attraction. You're attracting in abundance, both emotionally and materially. Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. This is all about you channeling that in. Look, you start off with 1, and now you've got 9. But that only is happening, or has happened, or is going to happen, and keep happening, if you let go of this cycle. Okay? And then we have here trust and storm. Yes. The rain, the storm, right? Before the rainbow, right? There's a silver lining here. A lot of tears here were shed because there's like a diamond here, like a diamond in the rough. Like there was a lot of tears shed here because you were suffering. All your tears were like filling up these cups, right? All these tears are proof that you were trying to work with these people. You were trying to make this work. These relationships work. These assignments work. Okay, relationships are assignments. But it wasn't working. And that's why you kept shedding these tears. But it's a new year. It's a new age. It's a new Gemini season. It's not Gemini season yet. That's a little far. That's a bit of way to go before you get there, Gemini. What I'm saying now, currently in the present, is when you're starting to build and transform and do all of that inner work that's going to lead you to success and trust and the hummingbird. And this kind of looks like a rainbow here too. So we've got worthy goal, get out and be inspired to keep working towards your life's purpose. Fresh ideas, stay open-minded, inviting new perspectives to enrich your journey and spark creative solutions. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah, you're raising the bar here.
Wow, labyrinth of choices. Wow. Yeah, definitely a lot happening with that. Raise the bar. When you set higher standards for the people and situations in your life, you create space for new levels of joy and abundance. Rise above old patterns. The labyrinth of choices. Chart your course through the perplexing labyrinth of choices. Embrace each turn as part of your complex journey. Choose wisely. Decisions shape your path amid challenges. Stay open to learnings as answers reveal your destined journey. And then we have here Spinel. Okay. Strength, resilience, grounding, element, fire, chakra, root. Spinel, recognized as a stone of revitalization, goes beyond re-energizing. It seeks to reinvent you. Its dual nature alleviates stress and anxieties while replenishing energy levels, acting as both a restorer and a source of inspiration. This gem instills a renewed sense of hope and identity. Welcoming the energies of Spinel entails a shift in perspective, unlocking new strengths to comfort life's challenges. It cultivates persistence and determination, ensuring you stand strong even under pressure. When to use it: stressful workdays, challenging conversations, hectic commutes, and creative blocks. Where to put it: place on a workshop, study desk, or a car. Special care: gently clean it with mild soap and water, avoiding harsh chemicals. I bounce back from challenges with strength and resilience. There you go. So, look at this marriage. I know. Tomorrow's another day. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That's right. And Sarah Lakali, Queen of the Outsiders. And look, there is an anchor with a heart on it. You are the anchor, Gemini. You're the one that holds down the fort. You're the one that leads with your heart. This is your heart's path, Gemini. This is the path to abundance, to love and light in your life. I have arrived. I am where I will always be, in love. And look at this. Tomorrow's another day. You're stepping out of the darkness and into the light. Okay? And look at this, marriage. You are attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. And that's what you've been seeking this whole time, Gemini, is emotional fulfillment. Okay? And that's my message for you, beautiful souls. Love and light always, Gemini. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so whenever I drop a new video, you get to check it out and hit that like button.